Alrighty, so in the top right hand corner we have Payne, otherwise known as Goskane, playing as his customary Orc faction. Redoing his build order here, going for a triple scouts, triple grot scouts, and 3 sets of Gretchens, opening first generator. And on the left side we have Revenant Crow playing as his customary Eldar, going for a double scout build, a double engineer build. Interesting openers. Also going for the Gorguts clan add-on is Payne. So looking to get those cheaper Warg banners and a number of other bonuses. So going first generator, so not too much aggression early from the Orcs. Pile of guns, that's indicative of commandos. So looking here, going straight for his, what is essentially an armory, attack 0.5. Looking to get some upgrades. And look at those grots heading straight across the center of the map.
And I'm guessing he's going for the WOG upgrade because, for people who don't really play Org, correct me if I'm wrong, that's really how they up their tech is through the WOG banners based on population, right? Or some other races just pay requisition, right? So is that kind of the strategy? You think that's why he's doing that, is so he can up his pop cap?
I think that it's easier to up the pop cap, and I think that that's the upgrade which allows you to buy the WOG banners for cheaper. We're seeing some aggression here from these grots, and they did manage to snag an engineer before dying, but are going to be forced off. So that's a really nice pickup there. He wants to quickly place down a wreck point to stop them from decapping, but luckily the Orcs are moving off. Yeah, those WOG banners coming up quick. He's going for a fast tech 1. You want to build 3 and upgrade 2, and that's just enough to most efficiently get you to that tech 1. And he's calculated it very nicely. So he's floating about 200 power, and by the time that tech 1 is there and those upgrades are done, he's going to have about 250 to slap straight down on his global resource upgrades. So that's very well calculated there from Payne.
So Crow needs to be, I think, a little bit more aggressive. He's got those units that could be capping or harassing just sitting in his base. You know, like you see the relic point out there, or he could be out harassing the Orc who's just capping stuff. I mean, rather than just sitting there, right? He's got some builders kind of standing around, not putting things down.
So his top builder now going towards the top.
Yep,
he has put his generators a little close together, and at the beginning there's really no need to do that. He seems to be moving to the center with his units.
Now, I've seen people in the past with generators, you know, because that's what people typically go for, and you don't know which side you're going to get blitzed from, possibly. So they will put one on one side of their HQ and one on the other side of the HQ. And then that's also a physical barrier. Yeah, so they don't blow each other up if they do go off, right? To minimize that damage, kind of like a blast wall, if you will.
Exactly. And an interesting play coming out again here, defensive play from the Orcs, building a minefield on his expansion. And yeah, a mistake that Payne has been making recently is he caps the points. Sometimes with his combat units, he drags over both the selection, and the combat unit normally runs a bit faster, so it gets to it first. So these Banshees are capping the point rather than the Guardians, and he really wants to be making use of these as early as possible.
So they're his heaviest damage unit out right now, right?
Yeah, they're his combat unit that he's chosen for his tier 0. So he needs to get these to work, and thankfully he's got the full cap, and he's getting into his combat.
Nice placement of the grot cannon on the hill to get the elevation advantage.
Absolutely. These Banshees now locking up grot cannons in close combat, and those Gretchen operating them, just being slaughtered.
He's doing a good counter. He needs to sneak a builder down there and cap that while this is going on.
These Banshees doing nice work, but getting quite low now, so good timing of retreating, and also very good positioning of this grot cannon. I would continue this aggression. If I was the Eldar army now, I'd continue to engage, because this point is capped. And as long as you're here contesting it, as long as it's still capped in your favor, even if you're losing units, it can still be beneficial.
So ask your opinion of this, Hob, based on your experience. Once he captured that relic, to me, it's kind of worth the investment to drop the physical cap on it,
Oh,
even though you're not going to
absolutely.
build it.
Yes.
And he didn't do that, right? So now it's just a matter of him just standing there and taking it down rather than having to blow it up.
Yeah, I mean,
and maybe something could have happened.
It will delay the decap of the point for a bit longer, but you want to make sure that you cancel the listening post right as it's about to die.
Right.
And you can almost reapply it again if you're quick enough. It's very cheeky. And you have to be quite quick to cancel the structure before you waste your money. But yes, that is what I would have done.
Well, you know, Crow is all about being cheeky.
And the Grot Cannon decapping this top point. Bottom point even. Storm Guardians making worth of these Gretchen. And the early vehicles out here from Pain. He seems to generate his own meta when it comes to these early orc pushes. But these Bright Lances here make complete work of those war tracks. And he needs to move them forward because the terrain, they can't quite get an angle on this war track. And the war track has indirect fire as it has a small artillery weapon. So it's inadvertently making use of this terrain to its advantage.
If he just moved that Bright Lance up, he would probably be able to fire down on it. I think if you zoom in on it, you can see it's a bunker kind of entrenchment rather.
It's got some light cover in it, and Shooter Boy's moving forward.
It's just no fair.
The pure amount of units. I mean, you gotta feel it for Revenant. These games where he has so many units put in his face, and it's one thing to comment, but when playing, it's a lot of pressure. So many units are in your face, and it's something that Eldar historically struggle with. But the vehicles are taken down now, and the orcs are going to be seen off by these defenses.
You see anything that needs shooting?
And there's still a battle going on at the bottom strategic point.
If it ain't green, it ain't on us.
No, it's still a debate in my mind as to whether it was worth it for Pain to fully cap this bottom area, because that would have required near constant reinforcing to keep the cap up, and it's going to be decapped quite quickly. So all in all, I don't think if it was worth all of that reinforcing for Pain at the bottom.
Yeah, Pain ought
interesting
to maybe slip a group of Rangers up there into the top and take that point. Unless he's got another unit that's stealthed, I don't know Eldar. But gotta slip somebody up there. Maybe drop a couple of landmines. If they don't explode under your units, I'm not sure. I don't use mines.
They don't know.
Then he should have dropped some, like on those upward swings to his base. Or at least around his points down there on the bottom, because now it's about to be late siege too. I wonder is he going for like walkers or anti-grav? What do you think?
I think he's going for upgrades on his Dark Reapers and further infantry. He's got himself another squad of Banshees. And the Orcs sieging the initiative here, moving first to attack this top area.
And there go the Banshees.
She's moving into combat, doing their demoralization. And well, they're doing good. They're going to struggle with these Shooter Boys in the back. But I think Eldar, oh, a nice crush there from the war track, but shut down by a nice grenade. Quite a messy fight.
See what I was saying now, if he put the landmines in there, they would have taken care of that. I think.
These Bright Lance platforms again, just turning and making work of these war tracks. So a messy fight for both players here. I think perhaps Revenant could do with perhaps one Shuriken cannon in here to go with these Bright Lances. But he's trading quite efficiently. He's lost units, but the amount of war tracks that have gone down in this fight.
Yeah, I think he's well from taking the high ground. Like he's repositioning now.
Yeah, he needs to fall back and get his morale back. And he could very much do with a vehicle of his own right now. If he had a Falcon at this kind of time to jump into the middle of this group and deploy mines while in midair, could really
he's
cause
good at
havoc
getting
to
those
that
out.
blob.
Not so sneaky now.
He's not well there. He capped the one on the bottom, so he did recover that. He's losing the Battle of Eco though. He needs to snag one of those points or take that relic
Let's
out.
get to killing. What do you need?
Storm Guardians coming home to defend. And really here, you get to see this one of the strengths of the cannon. Of course, being a light artillery unit, able to shoot over that terrain. And Goskane could potentially sit outside this glyph area and shoot up onto those generators. In fact, that's one thing that he might be regretting, is not taking out these two generators.
He's repositioning to take the
What do you need?
to keep that pot to
These
take
were
the
made for
point
fighting
on the top of
honest.
upper left of Kane. See how he's got his cannon up there hidden behind the trees?
Mm.
Yeah,
They shooting us!
I hear ya.
What do you want? What needs us?
And some sneaky commandos coming down through the bottom, all with the heavy shooter upgrade. So perhaps looking to take out some engineers here. I think that's what it's on in Kane's mine right now. Some nice defensive mines here, triggered by the Orc player. He's coming back to defend the center. Just be careful there with these commandos. Oh, and a juicy bomb. He's going to need to split right now. He's going to take huge losses. He does split, but oh boy, that was still juicy. And I think perhaps a slightly late split here. It was a juicy bomb. And vehicles under construction now from Revenant. Disassemble these Dark Reapers onto the hill.
What do you need?
And Warwalkers coming out.
Yeah, I think the Tad's always got flash guts.
How did you know we was here?
Does he have anything to reveal?
Boss? Do we get shot up?
Just for these to reveal.
He
He doesn't have any stealth detection yet.
There
When
he
he gets
goes.
close to the units, and luckily he needs to focus that bomb, shoot it. He does shoot it. That's good work. He needs to just buy himself a warlock from this headquarters at some point to reveal these commandos. But I think vehicle-wise here, it's a little too late. Getting your tier 1 that early. Needs to get
Yeah,
himself a
those
Falcon.
flash kits are tearing it up in the back.
Just one Falcon to fly over the top of this group of grots and drop mines right in the center would cause enormous damage. And then of course it has double jump, so it can jump back up again. So use of Falcons here, definitely something you can make use of. And as good as the Warwalkers are, getting one Falcon out before you begin your Warwalker production can be really effective.
There, he's got a commander out now. Farseer.
And the Farseer with the stealth detection, locking up the commanders in combat. But I think he's lost a lot of rec points and it's going to be difficult for him to keep up now. We'll have to see what Payne has got planned to close this one out. 4 more war tracks.
Not so sneaky now. These were made for
Yeah, I think this is the end here.
These were made for fighting honest.
I think these Tech 1 openings causing Revenant some difficulties here.
Well, there's
I
no
think
doubt that a rush is tough to deal with from the Orcs.
That is, in fact, the weakness, the biggest weakness of a Tech 1 rush is just a regular unit rush, because you're much thinner on the ground having rushed the tech out. And this many units combined with that is a recipe.
There's his tank. I don't know if he'll be
There
able
we
to
go.
recover. Maybe.
Falcon tank is out.
He's got a walker out, he's got the tank out, he's got banshees out. These Farseers out. He might
Ow.
pull back on it.
Wave Serpent, excuse me. And it's got it out. And I believe these can also
Clear
drop
them out.
mines.
He's got a big mech in his base too. I don't think he sees it.
Let's get the killing.
Good play on Crow's part to put that out.
Mhm.
To repel that. That was pretty nasty.
See anything that needs
The big mech's going away.
Big Mac placing a cheeky bomb is going to want to move this engineer. Oh, and it does go down. Big Mac, being a sneaky fucker, escapes with
Yeah, he
incredibly low HP.
Yeah, he had like 80 health.
It's a nice move there from Payne.
Yep. Now I think Crow has the tech. I don't know how he managed to squeeze it out. It looks like he's gonna push back. He should, I think, push back. Do something, even if it's just cap the take those points back on the top. You know, the strategic points.
And I think Payne falling victim here to an early push, and
Yeah.
having the tech this early and not being able to make use for it is really causing him to struggle.
Yeah, the Invis units are brutal for him.
Let's get the killing.
And I don't think he's using the auto repair button on his buildings either, which would be a good thing.
Hmm. And Payne here with the game in his hands.
Yep.
What is it?
Well, you got to respect Crow because he plays it all the way out.
He
know.
does.
He doesn't rage quit. He fights it out. He's a good sport. He's probably one of my favorite people to play with.
Absolutely. And there, Towel is in. Victory for the Orcs.
So I gotta run upstairs and say goodnight to the wife. I may come back down. Are you gonna play any, or are you just gonna